What's up, guys? We are less than 50 days away from the release of Marvel's Spider-Man 2, and ever since the game was first announced, there have been so many theories floating around about what twists and turns and surprises we might see in the new installment. In this video, I'm breaking down 5 fan theories that just might come true when Spider-Man 2 swings onto the PS5 October 20th. But before we begin, just to give you guys a heads up, we're currently on the road to 500 subscribers. Once we hit 500, we'll be doing a giveaway. But if we could do it before Spider-Man 2 comes out, I'll be giving away a digital deluxe edition copy of the game. So if you guys are hyped for Spider-Man, if you guys cannot wait to play this game in less than 50 days, do me a favor, smash that like button for me. Let's see if we can get this video to 15 likes, but let's not waste any time. Let's jump into those theories. Now, the first theory on our list is the return of Doc Ock in Marvel Spider-Man 2. At the end of the first Spider-Man game, Peter defeats Doc Ock and is able to get the serum to counteract those affected with Dragon's Breath. Now, with Martin Lee being shown in the story trailer for Spider-Man 2, one can imagine that he might not be the only supervillain that returns from the first game. I mean, it is likely that Doc Ock could return in Marvel Spider-Man 2, but we don't really know how big of an impact he is going to have. There is a possibility for him to have a huge impact, which I talk in the video that just pops up here. I'll also link it in the description down below. But what do you guys think? What are the chances we see Doc Ock in Marvel Spider-Man 2? Now, the second theory that I've been seeing floating around, which doesn't really make too much sense, but hey, we can't really rule out anything because anything can happen, is that Peter Parker will not make it out of the events of Marvel Spider-Man 2. Now, while the symbiote suit is likely to cause some chaos in New York, this intriguing theory that Peter Parker could meet his demise in Spider-Man 2 would make sense if Peter ends up becoming Venom. As Peter succumbs more to the suit's dark influence, the story could go to some very grim places, which could also lead to the inevitable confrontation between Peter and Miles, which could result in Peter's death, which will then means that Miles will now take over as the one true Spider-Man. Now, me personally, I don't see this happening. Not saying that it can't, but this would be a complete out of left field maneuver from Insomniac if they do it. I think the only way that would make sense if Peter sacrifices himself to stop the symbiote, but like I said, I don't really see this happening. But let me know what you guys think. What are the possibilities that Peter ends up not making it out of Marvel Spider-Man 2? Now, the third theory I'm going to talk briefly about is the fact that Insomniac could introduce Gwen Stacy in Marvel Spider-Man 2. Now, a while ago, Insomniac replied to a tweet stating, "Who said Gwen is dead in our universe?" I would be very intrigued what type of story Insomniac would tell with Gwen Stacy if they do introduce her in these games. They could go the route of Spider-Gwen, which I'm sure everyone would love to see, but I think is very unlikely, at least for right now. They could go the route of Spider-Man 3, where she was a character that interacts with Spider-Man, and once Peter got the symbiote suit, she was intertwined with MJ's and Peter's relationship. Or they could set up the infamous bridge scene for a future Spider-Man game that introduces the Green Goblin. Now, this next one is one that I hope they do, and I've read about this, and it only makes sense that they would do it, is that Wolverine will be making a cameo in Marvel Spider-Man 2. Now, with Insomniac making a Wolverine game, it would be amazing if Spidey and Logan had some type of interaction in Marvel Spider-Man 2. Now, one of the easiest ways they could do it is if the raft does get destroyed, which causes Martin Lee to escape, have some of those super villains not just be Spider-Man villains. Have maybe them be X-Men villains, or maybe a Wolverine villain. What they could do is have someone like Sabretooth escape the raft. And by the end of Spider-Man 2, after rounding up every other villain that escaped, maybe have like a member of S.H.I.E.L.D. show up and tell Spider-Man that Sabretooth is still missing, but they have someone on his way to get him, and then transition to a scene of Wolverine on the hunt for Sabretooth. Then they could use that as a starting point for the Wolverine game whenever they decide to release it. This next theory could be huge if it comes true, and of all the theories that I've read online, the way people have described this one makes the most sense and probably could have a high chance of happening, and that is Venom making an appearance in Marvel Spider-Man 2. Now, in a Reddit thread, which I've linked in the description down below, Shocker_103 asks, "We all know about Venom being one of the main antagonists in the upcoming game, but could we get Anti-Venom thanks to Mr. Negative and his powers?" Now, this isn't the only topic about Anti-Venom in the Spider-Man 2 subreddit, but this was the one that caught my attention. And let me tell you something, the possibilities of Anti-Venom in Marvel Spider-Man 2 are crazy. Now, a little bit of a history lesson here. At one point in time, Eddie Brock had cancer and no longer had the Venom symbiote, but still had traces of it in his body. Martin Lee cures Eddie Brock of his cancer by using his powers, and when the Venom symbiote reattaches himself to Eddie, Anti-Venom is born. Now, in the comics, Anti-Venom has tremendous healing abilities. It can produce antibodies that can cure any known disease and remove any type of impurities from the human body. But unlike the other symbiotes, Anti-Venom was completely mindless, and Eddie Brock was in full control of his actions. Now, what if that's the direction they try to go in Spider-Man 2? At some point during the game, they realized that with Martin Li's powers and the symbiote, they can cure Harry Osborn of his illness. So instead of fighting Venom and getting rid of him, they need to fight Venom so they could reattach him to Harry Osborn and save him from his disease. Like Insomniac said, this isn't Eddie Brock's Venom. This is a new Venom. This is a new story they're telling with the character. So what if it's not that Harry becomes Venom, is that Harry becomes Anti-Venom, and his line of "we're gonna heal the world" can actually come true. But I want to hear from you guys. Do you agree with some of these theories? What theories do you guys have? Post your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, do me a favor, smash that like button. Like I said, let's see if we get this video to 15 likes. Also, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Like I said, we're on the road to 500. Once we hit it, we'll be doing a giveaway. But if we could do it before Spider-Man 2 comes out, I'll be giving away a deluxe edition of the game to one lucky subscriber. Again, guys, thanks for watching this video. Thanks for the support. My name is Double Knees. Stay safe, have fun, and I'll catch all of you on the next one.